What's up guys, this is Shukesh Panik once again, and today I'll be doing a quick speed test in between these two very hot devices. On my right I have the highly popular iPhone 6, which is known for its swift interface because it's very simple, and the hardware and the software are actually made by the same company, so there is no bottleneck on the iOS, and each and every applications on the App Store are actually developed exclusively for this iPhone, so there is no compatibility issue as well. On the other hand, the Motorola Moto G 3rd generation, which is just launched, features Android Lollipop 5.1.1, which is the latest version of Android, and you might know this phone features actually stock Android. There is no skin or interface over the Android OS. That's why the interface is super smooth, and though Google doesn't make the hardware, Motorola was once a Google company, and I think Motorola Moto series and the Nexus devices offer best compatibility to Android. Now this video is basically a follow-up of the Moto G 2nd generation versus iPhone 6 speed test, which I uploaded around a year ago, and Moto G2 actually put up a great fight against the iPhone 6 despite being 1/4 of the price. I already uploaded a speed test in between the Moto G3 and the Galaxy J5, which is basically a similarly priced device, and the G3 actually beats J5 in almost all the fields. The spec sheet of the Moto G3 actually looks much better than the iPhone 6. It features a 1.4 GHz quad-core processor against the 1.4 GHz dual-core processor on the iPhone 6, and the RAM is also 2 GB on the Moto G3, whereas you get only 1 GB of RAM on the iPhone 6. Of course, the CPU and GPU are actually completely different. The display resolution is also very close to each other. But what matters is the ultimate user experience, and iPhone 6 excels in this department because, as I mentioned before, the OS is developed exclusively for this hardware, whereas Android runs on lots of devices with different type of hardware. In this video, I will check the swiftness of the interface in face of the iPhone 6, and let's see whether this time Moto G can actually catch up with the mighty iPhone 6. First of all, I'll do a boot test, and looks like iPhone 6 actually took no time to switch off. It's the beauty of iOS, it's always ready to do what you want. Let's now switch on the devices. Well, the iPhone 6 is ready, and so is the Moto G3. You might have noticed the power key on the iPhone 6 actually took slightly less time to switch on the device, so the actual boot time is almost the same, so this is basically a tie. It's really great to see Moto G3 fighting with the iPhone 6, and the boot test is almost a draw. Now I will launch different system applications and check their response time. Before I do that, I want to disable all the transition and animation scales on this Moto G3 to get the optimum result. As you know, you can do that on the developer options. Just hit the settings menu, and there you get the developer options, but you don't get this by default. Click on the build number 7 times to enable. Then hit the developer options and disable all the animations and transition scales. Well, now let's start the speed test. First of all, I'll try the dialer, and well, iPhone 6 is visibly faster. Next, I will try the messaging app, and well, this time I think Moto G actually beats the iPhone 6. So that's great to see. Now I'll check the browser, and I have the Chrome browser on the Moto G3 and the Safari browser on the iPhone 6. I think the app opened almost in the same time on both of these two devices. Now let's load our website, that is gadgetsportal.in. Well guys, as you have seen, the site actually flashed faster on the Moto G3, but it's actually still loading. This part is still blank. Let's check the iPhone 6, and it's completely loaded. So both of these two devices are quite fast in loading my site, and I think Moto G has the edge because it responded faster, and the site is also more fluid on the Chrome browser. These two are different browsers with different technologies, so let's move on. I will try the camera now. Well, the Moto G actually beats the iPhone 6 in the camera loading time, which is quite surprising. Let's kill the running applications and try again. The viewfinder on the Moto G3 flashed significantly faster than that of the iPhone 6, so that's great to see a 13,000 rupees phone beating a 50,000 rupees Apple device. Now I'll try a game, and this time iPhone 6 actually loads the game faster. As I mentioned before, the apps are actually developed exclusively for the iPhones, so there is no ambiguity, whereas Android applications have to ensure display resolution compatibility and graphics performance checking. So overall, the gaming performance on the Moto G is actually not a match for the iPhone 6. Again, the Subway Surfer opened almost instantly, just like a system app. The GPU on the iOS device is also a top graded one. So in this regard, the iPhone 6 beats the Moto G 2015. But I have to admit, apart from this gaming performance, overall the Moto G actually excels the iPhone 6, especially in the camera, browser, messaging app, and also in the booting. Thanks to the stock Android, you will experience a much smooth and fluid user interface. But of course, this doesn't mean the gaming performance and the benchmark results will be as per the high-end ones. Only the interface and the apps opening will be swift and lag-free. On the 3D Mark benchmark here, you can see the difference. Now last but not the least, I will compare the S Voice against the Google Now. This will be very interesting. What's the weather outside?
It's 26 degrees with haze.
Well, Siri is giving me a forecast, whereas I'm getting what I just want on the Google Now. Who is the Prime Minister of Australia?
Tony Abbott is the Prime
I believe
Minister of
someone just
Australia.
asked me this the other day. Give me a sec. The answer is Tony Abbott.
Siri is so slow compared to Google Now, so beyond doubt, Google Now in the other way, Moto G3 beats the iPhone 6. It's quite shocking to see an entry-level Android device beating up the most popular phone in the world. Well, this is the end of this speed test. Lot more interesting videos are coming soon on this Motorola Moto G 2015, so make sure you are subscribed, and you can also check the description below to buy this Moto G3 from Flipkart in India. That's all I have for you today. Thanks a lot for watching. Keep in touch.